Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a Brilliant Businesses podcast. I'm here today with Airey from D Lucy Photography. Dee's got a really cool story because she turned her passion into a business in the end. She does wedding photography, as you can see, and she's got a really cool story. So I wondered if we could share that story again, Dee. If you could perhaps start from the beginning and tell us how you got into what you're doing.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Anyway,
Pleasure.
how did I get into this? I've taken photos for a very long time without knowing what I'm doing. To be honest with you, since my early 20s, I've been taking photos. I would zoom down to the coast in the car and just take photos of people, really, and just admire my photos once I got them back and stuff. And I've just done that for a number of years without any aim or direction or anything like that. It's only my husband, since I got married, my husband bought me a beginner's photography course for Christmas. So I opened my present and it was an email confirmation of this course. And I thought, that's nice. Not. Initially, I wasn't appreciative of that at all. I thought, why did he do that? Anyway, so I jumped on this course. It started in January, 8 or 10 week course. I went on this course and the rest is history. I haven't looked back. It completely changed my life. I thought I really, really do love this. I thought I loved photography before, but once I'd learned how to control my camera and take control of the quality of the images that came out, I was just completely blown away by myself. So I started taking what I considered to be really good photos after the course. Got a really good camera, and just carried that on. It's when people know that you like to do something like that, they start asking, can you take pictures of my grandchildren, please? Or can you take pictures of the kids, the baby? And can you shoot a wedding? And that was the big moment for me where I accepted a wedding. I was so nervous. Honestly, I had nightmares about it, but I shot this wedding and I thought, this is what I absolutely want to do. I want to shoot weddings because everyone's there because they want to be there. Everybody's really happy. They're in this really fantastic headspace and everybody's beautiful and there's just so much going on and the whole energy of it all. I just loved it. And to capture it and then deliver it back to a couple and they're just like, oh my god. I just loved being able to be part of that excitement that they would get. So I thought to take this seriously myself and to be taken seriously, I'm gonna commit to this. I'm going to turn this into a business. So I did in 2018. It became a business proper, D Lucy Photography, and ahead I went. So yeah, the rest is history, really.
Yeah, that's really cool where you turned your passion into a business. Your when we spoke a long time ago, I remember you telling me about really your photography passion is taking pictures of people,
Yeah.
which is called portrait photography. I take it, right?
Yeah.
Different expressions, seeing happiness, seeing sadness, and I think when you started off, you said you used to go down, I don't know, to the beach and just take shots of people and just absorb that. And I think I like that. That's really interesting to me. So that's really good. And I guess that's how it's led on to doing weddings. But do you do like family portraits and stuff like that, or is it just purely weddings?
I do.
Yeah.
I do family portraits as well. As long as it's people based, I get really excited about it.
Yeah.
So family portraits, just getting a family together in their own environment. I've done a lot of that. And just photograph them and they get to see themselves in a different way. And it's really, really nice. Newborn babies, if you can to get pictures of a newborn baby, because that time disappears very, very quickly. Especially when you're a new parent, you get caught up in the whole new baby syndrome thing. You don't get to enjoy the look of your baby at the time, and that softness that comes with it. So yeah, stuff like that. I love doing that.
And I think also when children are young and you get that sort of photography going, it's usually the mother or the father that's taking the picture. So they're not in the picture, right? So they don't see that later on in life. And it's nicer to have that, isn't it? So someone else is behind the camera, i.e. you.
And to take those photos naturally as well. I love to get people in an environment that they want to be in, rather than an environment they're forced to be in, and just photograph them being natural with each other, because they're the most beautiful ones, the ones that are natural. As well as that, they're beautiful to look at. I do like edgy street photography as well. I really do like that. And I don't do enough of it. I did a lot of it in the early days. It's time really, but to get good street photography, people in their environment on the street, to going about their daily business, that kind of thing, in black and white is really good storytelling. I really love that.
Yeah, you did a lot of musicians as well, didn't you? Did you still get involved with taking photos at concerts and gigs and things?
Love that. Absolutely love that. That's not part of the business. That's a personal thing that I have done for absolute years. And I spend a lot of money going to concerts. I love live performance, and I like to capture that as well. So I tend to buy VIP tickets to get to a concert so that I'm practically on the stage. And I get really good photos of artists. I've got a lot of those here at home.
Very good. And just going on from, I can't remember when I saw you last. It must have been probably nearly a year ago.
Wow,
So I suspect, I mean, has there been any changes in your business since then? What you've adapted, or different approaches, or anything like that you can tell us?
I obviously done a lot of wedding photography and portrait photography. I've stuck to my goals. I've stuck to my agenda. What I wanted to do was move into teaching beginners photography, just teaching people that were at that place when I received the email for the Christmas present. I want to be that email for people. So I've started teaching basic digital photography for beginners, and it's been really good. I feel really pleased with that, and it's lovely to see somebody go from A to B in their photography skills. So yeah, that's been really good. In November time it was, I entered an award for the New Business Award in Kent. And I was nominated for it, and so might as well enter it. And I entered the award competition, and I won. I actually won the New Business Award for 2019. So I was really taken by that. It's not something I was ever expecting in my life at all.
Well, it just shows you how far you've come, doesn't it? It's amazing. So how's your business been affected by the lockdown? How are you coping?
It has been affected, as every business has been affected one way or another. I don't feel negative about it in any way. It's given me time to look at my business, to work on my business, rather than just be in the business all the time, taking photographs, editing, and so on and so forth. Weddings are not happening right now, and we're coming right into the season, so they're not happening, and I accept that. But what I've done, the important thing is just to keep that dialogue with the clients that I had booked from, during the season, to just be supportive of them, to move them forward into postponing their weddings, to find another date. So many of my clients have done that. They've postponed. So I'm busy at the back end of this year now, whereas I wasn't before, and I've got some dates moved into next year. So I'm quite happy. It is what it is. I mean, I've read lots of things on social media saying photography, wedding photography and newborn photography is now dead. Well, it's not, because people are going to have babies, people are going to get married, just not right now. So I feel quite positive about it.
Good. So has it given you sort of some time to plan and to think about perhaps when we're out, and how you can move forward with everything, some new plans perhaps?
It's given me some time, which I'm really glad about, because I don't know where I would have found the time otherwise. I wrote a mini ebook on beginners photography, and it's given me time to write another one. So I've written another one on framing and composition, which I've yet to put out there.
Okay.
I wouldn't have been able to do that otherwise, and it's given me some time to actually pen an online course so that people can learn the digital photography online rather than have to come to a class, because I think this has been quite a good time in some ways, that we're conducting ourselves differently. Everybody is looking at the internet, and some of that won't change, I believe. So I feel that rather than try to get people to come into a classroom format, I'll have more online for them. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Great idea, great idea. And as you know, I'm a budding beginner photographer. Just bought a new
Yes.
camera, and I need all the help I can get. So, any tips for beginners that you've got? Just a few tips for me or for anyone who wants to get into photography.
Any tips for beginners? If you're a beginner with at photography, I mean, you don't have to go rushing out to buy a new camera. I mean, I would say work with what you've got. The beginning is taking photographs. Even if you don't know what you're doing, just take lots and lots of photographs, and you always get that winning shot.
Yeah.
Well, what was it that you did to get that winning shot? I think it's about becoming aware of what you're doing, and finding tutors like me, if you like, to teach you how to use the device that you have. If you have a camera that has the manual settings, I'm your person to actually teach you how to use those manual settings to really get the most out of your photography, and ditch the auto. Never turn to that button ever again.
That's a good tip. There's some good tips there, and I need that help, and I will be talking with you about that. So that's very good. Dee, thank you very much. It's been really good to talk to you.
Thanks for having me.
Great hearing your story again. All Dee's information and our contact details will be on the Brilliant Businesses website, which you'll be able to connect to at the bottom of this video and on these podcasts. So thank you, Dee. Good to see you again. I hope I'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.